welcome to my channel, as I say every single time. Today is the first episode of face shapes, complexions and skin types. Today we have one of my best friends, Charlotte. Today I did her makeup, we're going out, so I thought this would be a perfect time to film this video. And yeah, if you like it, please give this video a thumbs up. Anything you want to see, please put it down in the comment box below, and I will see you real soon. Okay, bye! First things first, we're starting off with priming the face. I'm using the Makeup Forever Colour Correcting Primer in the green shade. Green cancels out red, and as Charlotte has a little bit of redness to her face, I'm using this to just even out her skin tone. I'm only putting it in the places where she has the redness, which is on her cheeks, her forehead, nose, and a bit on the chin. She also has quite dry skin, so to help the longevity of the makeup and also hydrate the skin, I'm using MAC Fix Plus, and I've just given that a spritz all over. It really helps the longevity of the makeup, and it also cools you down a bit. So she also told me that her eyelids crease with eyeshadow, so I'm using the Urban Decay Original Primer Potion. That just helps the eyeshadow stay and not crease. Then I'm going in with the eyeshadow Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, and I'm just using that in her crease. It's not totally necessary, but I'm using a lot of eyeshadow, so I want everything to blend seamlessly, because we're doing that smoky eye, and I want it to look smoky. So now we're using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm using the shade Buon Fresco, I think that's how it's pronounced, and that's just going up the upper crease. It's nothing too precise, you can be sloppy, we're doing a smoky eye, but I'm using that shade there to help blend the other colours. Then I'm using the Urban Decay and this Alice in Wonderland palette, and I'm using Cake from the Mad Hatter quad, and I've put that in that crease as well for a bit of pop of colour. I like pinks. I think pinks on her skin tone looks really cool. I'm also doing this kind of look to show that even though you can be quite fair and pale, you shouldn't shy away from bold, colourful looks. So I've just used a bit of a smaller brush and just pack that colour in a bit more. I'm just blending it out. Just with these kind of smoky eyes, just take your time with blending. Now I'm using an Eye Kohl by MAC. It's in Smoulder, and I've just literally put that on her lid. Try not to put it too much because you need room for blending. So I've just popped that on her lids from the lash line up until, I would say, just before her eyelid fold, and then I just blend that out a little bit. Then I'm using Makeup Geek Corrupt eyeshadow on a flat kind of eyeshadow brush, and I just basically pack that on top of the Eye Kohl so it just blends out better into the other shades. Like I said, take your time when blending out these kind of smoky eyes because it can easily go disastrous, but if you just do it slowly, bit by bit, it can be easily controlled and it will be really, really, really nice. So you will just see me keep going back and forth, blending, maybe adding a bit more eyeshadow and just using that blending brush and just blending it all out. If you feel like you've lost a bit of that colour there in the crease, you can always put that colour back on the blending brush to just help that blend in a little bit better. But yeah, just take your time. Then after that, I start on the face. I'm using Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I love this foundation. I swear this is like my foundation of all time. The only reason why you haven't seen it on my channel is because basically the shade that I had, which was shade 10, I came out from holiday and I had a tan, and that was like my perfect shade, and at the moment it kind of doesn't quite fit me as perfectly as the Invisiwear does. That's the only reason why you haven't seen me wearing it, but I love that foundation. It's definitely my #1 foundation. I'm using shades 2 and 4.5 on Charlotte. As she's a cooler undertone, as she's a more warmer undertone, you know, more pinky. 4.5 and 2 of that more category, where 3.5 is a little bit too yellow, too dark for her, and she doesn't really like being darker than her skin, so I've just kind of mixed it on the back of my hand, started off in the middle of her face, and I've just blended it outward until it's all even. But yeah, it sits on Charlotte's face amazingly. I use this foundation in my kit. It's just breathtaking. It's medium to full, so you know, if you're someone that likes that light coverage, it covers you. If you want it heavy, all you have to do is build on it. Now I'm using Urban Decay Light Neutral Weightless Concealer Naked, and I mixed the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in shade NW15 under her eyes, just for that little bit of brightness, as that's what I do. As I use concealer to highlight as well. And I'm just using the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge to blend that all out. My favourite way to blend out concealer. It just makes you look airbrushed and flawless. And you just basically, you know, pat, don't rub, pat in both directions, forwards and backwards, to blend out the concealer. It just helps it not crease as well. Then I'm going to set that with the Laura Mercier Universal Setting Powder. I say this is definitely one of the best setting powders to have in your kit if you're going to freelance, because it doesn't leave a colour. It's a no colour universal setting powder. It really does cover a vast amount of people, and I'm just using it to set that concealer, and it definitely does not make anything crease. So I'm using that Eye Kohl again in Smoulder just underneath her eyes, and then I'm just going to blend that out with a flat definer brush using that Makeup Geek Corrupt again. The reason why I do this is because I feel like if you just use the eyeliner, it just looks like it's just sitting on the lower lids, and it just looks so much better, like more diffused, especially when you've got a smoky eye. You want it to look so like smoky. So and then I use that cake shade on a pencil brush, and I also smoke that lower lash line out, draw a bit more colour in there, anything to make it look smoky and dreamy. Then I go back with the Modern Renaissance palette, and I use the shade, ooh, what is that shade called? It is called Vermeer, that highlight shade. It's like a cooly, icy colour, icy pinky colour. It's so nice, and I use it in her inner corners and on her brow bone. I just think that a brow bone highlight really does make a look. Then I'm going in with contour in the face. As Charlotte's got quite a round face, when contouring a round face, it's best not to take it too far down, because then it just makes your face just look more round instead of defined. So I'm using MAC Shadowy Sculpt powder. Perfect shade for Charlotte's skin tone, as she's quite pale, where if you use a more bronzier colour, like for example Shade Star from MAC or Hoola Bronzer, it's just going to look just like big orange lines. So this is a more cooler tone, and I've just literally just put that higher up, and just where her eye, the corner of her eye starts, so it looks a bit more chiseled. And I've also just run it on the sides of her nose, so just to make her nose a little bit more defined as well. But yeah, when contouring a round face, it's just best not to take it down too far. Just make sure you just stop literally where the eye is. Now going in with blush, I'm using the Gwen Stefani blush palette by Urban Decay, and I'm using Hush blush. It's quite a really soft, it's more of a highlighty colour, not really much of a pinky blushy colour. Charlotte doesn't really like bright colours, which I totally understand. For this look, you don't need a quite bright colour. Then we're going in with my favourite part, which is highlighting, using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Highlight Glow Kit in GLEAM, and I mixed crushed pearl with hard candy, the perfect combination. Now I'm just filling in her brows. She doesn't like any crazy brows, she just wants me just kind of to fill in what's there, and I'm using Taupe Brow Definer by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I just start off at the bottom. When doing eyebrows, like I said, I wouldn't say that that's my strongest suit, but I just like filling in from the bottom, mostly do the bottom bit, and then just kind of lightly fill in where there's any patches, because I don't really like that whole crazy brow trend that's going on at the moment. Then we're going in with lashes. We're using Eyelaw number 149, Big Exaggerate lashes. Love these ones. These are the ones that I couldn't remember of what were the best ones, but these are really good. 149, definitely get that one. I just put this clip in of us laughing, because it's just all about having fun, really. Like, I love doing makeup with my friends. We're just having a great time. And yeah, so with the eyelashes, you saw me cutting it. It's just best to put it on your eyelid. If it's too big, because it does happen when they're too big, just trim it from the outer corner, not the inner corner, the outer corner, where your eye starts, and yeah, just cut it to size, basically. That's what I just did with Charlotte. And yeah, I've just glued it on. Yeah, I think these eyelashes really suited her. This was her first time wearing eyelashes as well, but it would just look fantastic. I think eyelashes really do change the look completely. So you should have something like this. I'm just showing you with her eyes closed so you can see kind of what it looks like. I was just laughing about how different she looks. Oh my god, yeah, I was having such a good time. Yeah, so then I was just debating over what lip colours to put on her, and I decided to go with Gerard Cosmetics Hydro Matte Liquid Lipstick in Iced Mocha. It definitely finished off this look. It really suited her. Like, even though it was quite dark, I didn't think it was, but it just definitely finishes it off. Then, as you can see, her hair was pre-rolled. I actually put in her micro rings, sewed in a bit of a weave for her, curled her hair. We left it to set. If you want to see me to do a hair tutorial or something similar like this, just let me know in the comment box below, and I will happily film one for you. But yeah, I was just basically undoing the curls and just styling her hair. You'll briefly see me styling her hair. So I had it in these rolls for about maybe a couple hours, maybe about 2-3 hours. So now I'm just taking it out, just using my fingers at first to kind of comb through the curls to make it look slightly less kind of defined, more kind of bouncy and flowy curls. Then I just kind of get a wide kind of toothed comb, and I'm just gently trying to just comb through it again. As she's got micro rings as well, it's a little bit better to kind of use the comb. It just kind of just puts it in the right place. Yeah, so I just combed it out for her, styled it for her. And yep, that's really it. Then we just set her face with the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Spray in Lavender. It is amazing. But yep, that's the final look. I hope you guys enjoy it and see you all soon. Alright, bye.